So the big question this evening on India Decides, can the Lokpal logjam ever end? Can it be broken? Joining us, Shukendhu Shekhar Roy, Rajya Sabha MP of the Trinamool Congress, Shazia Ilmi, member of Team Anna, Sanjay Jha, co-founder of HamaraCongress.com, Piyush Goyal, the Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP. Thank you all very much for joining us this evening. Mr. Roy, if I can come to you first. We know what happened in the last session of Parliament on the final day in the Rajya Sabha. There was a dedicated effort, a genuine effort by the Prime Minister to make some sort of progress. Have you in the Trinamool essentially given up hope that there will be consensus on this issue?
I firmly believe, after today's meeting, that whatever impasse is there, government is serious about the mechanism to be adopted to remove it, as well as all other political parties who attended today's meeting, because particularly on one issue, that is Lokayukt, majority of the political parties, they are of the view that this Lokayukt portion should be deleted from the present bill, as according to all of us who opined this, that if Lokayukt remains within the Lokpal Bill, then the constitutional arrangements that we are having in regard to the civil servants of the states whose services are regulated by the state governments, there will be direct interference on the states. Thereby, the autonomy of the states will be curtailed and the constitutional framework of federalism will be affected prejudicially. Therefore, it was a broad consensus among majority of the parties in today's meeting that this part, that is part 3 from chapter 1 to chapter 8, which deals with Lokayukt, that should be deleted from this bill.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Goyal, let me come to you. The phrase used by the BJP on the last day of the last session of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha was that the government was engaged in an act of freedom at midnight. They were trying to get out of this because they're going to lose the vote in the Rajya Sabha. But the fact of the matter is, this is a national issue. It's an issue which has caught the attention not just of Team Anna, but millions of people across the country. There is accountability for all political parties, including the BJP. You might have your differences. But sir, what would you tell those listening in on this program and wondering, if it's supposed to be ultimately a fight against corruption, why is the BJP not being willing to bend a little bit to try and push this through?
Vishnu, we are very clear in our stand right from the day the Lokpal debate started, both in the public domain and in Parliament. We have consistently held the view that we want a strong and effective Lokpal, not just a weak and phony mechanism to fight the combat of corruption, which may on the face of it look as if we have given the people a Lokpal, but would in fact be cheating the people, because it would not be effective in the fight against corruption. What the BJP did was analyze the bill in its entirety. We consulted civil society activists, we consulted other opposition parties, and we came to a broad consensus that there were only 3 major issues which the government needed to address. And that was the sense of the entire Rajya Sabha, the entire House, except the Congress. And in that I include the allies of the Congress. Everybody was unanimous on about 2 or 3 amendments. If only you are asking why we did not bend, my question is, why did the government not realize that the sense of the House, and obviously outside the House, the activists were also asking for an effective Lokpal, and there were 3 minor issues. The government made it out as if there were hundreds of amendments and filibustered their way through the evening and did not allow an effective Lokpal to be passed. If only they had a small short adjournment, discussed amongst the parties outside the House, maybe in the chairman's chamber, these 3 issues could have been amicably resolved. And on the 29th of December, history would have been created with a consensus of the House.
Okay, fair
we would
enough.
have satisfied civil society and the public.